welcome back to the channel, guys. So I mentioned we're going to move around to the boot area on the car now. So if you haven't caught up already, we've got quarter pretty much sorted bar this tiny piece, which we'll do when this panel comes out. But we're getting there, we really are. So while I'm kind of waiting for this panel to arrive for a start and working my way around the car, I kind of like to transition it around. We've still obviously got to do the whole exact same we've done on this side on the other side of the car. I thought I might as well just finish off the boot. So when I put the boot floor in, it's plug welded to the arches, but I didn't do any of the seam welding bits and pieces I needed because the subframe all lined up. It's all tacked and welded to the mounts and stuff. And I'd like to get this out. It's really doing nothing now because the car is kind of together. So it'd be nice to clear this out and have the boot area all sorted. So what I've been doing is I've had to make up a few little pieces where the subframe mount itself was quite rusty. So I've been playing around with them and making them up. But I thought I'd bring you guys in to see what I'm up to. So the way I'm going to do this isn't the kind of conventional way a Mini would have been built. It would have been spot welded and stuff like that, but I can't get a spot welder in, so I'm going to plug weld and seam weld kind of to suit. It's just as strong and obviously all the way down the side, all the way around the whole everything of this car. It's going to get seam sealed anyway because we don't want the ingress to rust ever again on the car. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So obviously, right or wrong, that's just the way I'm going to do it. But bring you guys in and show you where I'm up to. So I don't know how much of this, guys, you'll be able to see while I'm working on it because I can't physically get a camera in there and work. But I kind of bring you guys in as and when, and I'll film as much as I possibly can. But like mentioned, I've made that up. I need to make a slightly longer version for the other side because it was a bit more corroded in that corner. But behind the fuel tank, obviously sits on this side, behind the lights is a very common place for a Mini to rot. The boot floor on this got changed because all of this seam was gone along here, and where the seat base meets the bulkhead was gone. All of the tyre well was peppered really badly, and the battery box and stuff was gone. There'd already been a number of repairs in the boot. I'm pretty sure I filmed it, so if you look back at the beginning of this series you'll see it. But yeah, it's right just to come out. 3-4 patches on the panel, you should get rid of it because you're only going to be unhappy with it the whole time you're working on it. So I'll bring you guys in now and we'll show you where we're at. Before we do that, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, have a look around at the other projects we've had in the past or have ongoing. Yeah, check it out, guys. If you didn't see our previous episode, that's the wheels that we're going to put on the car as well, so kind of a bit of a sneak peek for you guys. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up, comment below, have you enjoyed it, what would you like to see me do on this car? I'll bring you guys in. So I don't know how much you can see in here. So basically, you've got this plinth, so it's tacked in, both sides is like that. And obviously this was when I had the whole car braced. But I'm going to stitch weld in kind of gradual. I've got to weld the little tab on that's at the back there to the floor, so I need to clean all that up. Probably going to be easier once it's all fully welded. I'll probably take that out and then do that. So I had to also modify the boot floor because it would have a big oval. So you will see that on a previous video. You have an MPI pressing basically as a boot floor, and I wanted it to look authentic. I could have just bought a grommet and run the pipes through it, but I wanted it to look right, so I've changed that. But I've basically been playing around with these bits. So in here we've got what's basically, so there was a bad repair, so I'm going to try and get rid of this as much as I can. And obviously the boot floor all around here is completely gone, so this is what's left of it. All of this needs cleaning back, so ignore all that. And I've basically just made that piece out of the same profile metal, and then I'll weld that to the boot floor now, so that there's a full length of kind of penetration of weld to hold the mount to the boot floor. I'll probably plug weld it as well. That being said, I might actually be able to get the spot welder through here, but it'd probably just be easier to plug weld it and then get that on. So that's kind of the flavour of today's video. Same again on the other side, got to do the exact same thing. And stitch weld all on there, and obviously here you'll see the big gap is the fact that that's not actually joined. All of this is just cut off all the way along, and obviously when we get the new panel in we'll join it to the new boot floor. And I got giddy and the balance is just bolted in place for safekeeping, as mentioned. So I'll set you guys up, I'll start cleaning everything away. I basically want to clean it all, then we'll get stitch welding and bits and pieces. Also, the seatbelt anchor point is obviously sitting completely flush with the boot floor, but I've never welded that back in. All that was ever welded on from factory is just little seam welds back on there, so I'll just put them back in. Basically, like you can see above it, it's just little seam welds, little stitch welds, sorry. So we're at cracking. So there's that piece there all trimmed up, ready to go. So I just got to do a bit more cleaning on the car, and then I think we'll get everything sort of ready to rock and roll, and then we'll just get the welder out and do it all in one go. That's the first piece made up anyway, so literally just out of a piece of sheet steel. So I've got loads of bits kicking about, it's just nice decent stuff. So yeah, let's get going. Right, so welded, like left about an inch and a bit, about an inch and a half I've kind of measured out, and then stitched, can't get down the back there until I get rid of this out of the way, stitched, and then I've done the same, just stitched around that. So I've got to linish all this back because that looks an absolute mess back there. It's quite hard to get in there, but yeah, nothing you can't tidy back. I'm no professional at this, but it's good and solid, and you know, I can pick the car up from the boot floor and stuff, so nice and solid. Obviously I'm not really going to bother linishing any of them back because you just won't see it when the fuel tank goes back in, and I like to keep the bit of strength there, but obviously all of this will be seam sealed, so you won't actually see any of this. Not that it matters, like I say, because the fuel tank's in the way, but I want to do a tidiest job as I can. But what I'll do is I'll mask off and I'll literally seam seal through there, so you won't notice it. On this side you can see all the penetration and stuff from it all, so yeah, really happy with that. But yeah, just do a bit of a tidy up, just make it look aesthetically a little bit better, but not overly too bothered. Like I say, I've got to do that support panel, which you can just see there. It comes down, it butts to the floor. I need to get this out of the way so I can get a belt sander in there to clean that up, but that'll do. So yeah, there's the original flame red of the car. These were in really good shape, apart from the bit I've obviously had to add in there. But yeah, so these would have originally been spot welded to the car, but I haven't got a spot welder that can get in there. There's very short reach on the one I've got. So I know you can buy longer arms and stuff, which is something I do need to invest in, but you know, done boot repairs before and done the same thing, and it's just as tidy. So you know, if they can tack panels like that together, and obviously that's just tacked together and stuff like that, this is a lot better. It's stitch welded, and you know, it's a lot stronger than what it was, so I'm happy with that. So let's give it a good tidy back and probably get that bar out, but don't know if I'll do that in this episode. What I want to keep doing is, I've been a bit of a theme, I keep trying to clean up as much as I can after where I've worked, just so it's still golden. But yeah, we'll get in there. So I've gone over it with some etch primer, tidied everything back a little bit, and it looks much better. I'll finish tying off in this corner once I have this actual back panel out my way, because I have to actually repair that FC side of the quarter there and this. So we're kind of doing everything in sections, but good and solid. Happy with that. So like I mentioned, I'll probably break this boot floor welding up into 2 videos. We'll get this out next. I'll probably get the other side, the lights in the way, to the same stage as that side, and then we'll cut that out, and then we'll weld the last tabs in at the back, and then the seatbelt anchor, and then we're all welded up in the boot, and it's just a case of doing that, and then it's on to that quarter. I keep clearing this lot away and it comes back. Right, that's all from me on this video. We're going to break this up into 2 sections just so it's not a bit laborious. So yeah, we've basically sorted one side 80%, and then we'll obviously do the other side. So there's obviously loads of welding I would have done to this car that I don't know if you've all caught up with. Obviously I bought this car back from like being on the back burner for about 10 months. But like I mentioned, I've done loads of welding and stuff underneath the car. We're going to get to the point where the car's solid. I have discussed probably not doing the balance while the car's this way round. Then we want to get it onto a rotisserie spit again, turn the car over and then do the balance, but we'll see how we get on. It might not even come to that. I might be able to get away with everything on here, but I'm a little bit sick, and I guess I feel a bit old by saying this, but rolling around on the floor welding up cars, because it isn't nice, it is painful. You're rolling around on concrete, you're rolling around and you hit tools and you're burning yourself. It's just not nice. It's not a safe environment either to work in. I'm also already struggling with space confinement, and put myself in such a stupid position probably isn't helping matters either. So we do want to get a spit. I would like to paint the car on the underside on a spit. I just think it's going to make life a lot easier, and I can make a nicer job of everything because I can physically get in there, I can fill bits, I can tidy bits, I can knock dents out. Yeah, we're not building a concourse car, I'm not into that, but I want it as clean as possible. You know, any car that needs to be bright, it's this one, do you know what I mean? So we'll just do the best we can, that's all we can do. So catch you in the next one guys for part 2, when we finish off this side, weld up to there, and we follow our way around the bar out. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also check out our sponsors Frost. Obviously all the tools I use and stuff on here, they're all available from their website, so go and check them out. And yeah, onwards and upwards guys. Catch you next one, look after yourself.